This is the alternate corner. In a world that's loud and heavy, we found a quieter way. Walking these trails with Jesus, turning darkness into day. Oh, CD tried to chain me, but grace broke every lie. Now I lift my hands and say there's hope on the other side. Welcome to the alternate corner, where faith and real life meet. God is here, you're not alone here. Hearts are healing in the community. Grab your coffee, bring your story, every scar, every fear. We're walking this faith journey, the alternate corner's right here. Woo! From anxious thoughts in the midnight to peace that guards the mind, we're stacking hope like wooden blocks, one day, one step at a time. Praying hands on this wooden table, Bible open, hearts awake, building something real together for every soul that needs a break. Welcome to the alternate corner, where faith and real life meet. God is here, you're not alone here. Hearts are healing in the community. Grab your coffee, bring your story, every scar, every fear. We're walking this faith journey, the alternate corners right here. No perfect people, just grace. No shame, just honest space. Come as you are. This is holy ground. Welcome to the alternate corner. Thumbs up if you're staying a while. God is moving, hope is growing. Watch your faith come back to life. This is our corner. This is our home. The alternate corner. You're not walking alone. Hey,
Howdy, y'all. I am Sara P. coming at you from the alternate corner. Welcome back to the stream. Hope y'all feeling right. We got the good vibes flowing every single night. Talking about Jesus, supporting each other, and laughing till we cry. Like and subscribe to the alternate corner. Josie got that fire, y'all, so behave and smash that bell before she does her thing. Alternate corner, the best dang stream. Nexie in the back, so people get on it, like and subscribe. Come on now, hit that button, make the numbers tick. Y'all are the best, much love from me. Alternate corner, Texas style energy. Thank y'all so much, now make my day. Go on and smash it, y'all.
Thank you to Sara P for the song. Hope you're all doing well. How are we? Welcome to the stream, everyone. If you'd like to support the channel, the best way to do so is this way, which I think is pinned. If you want to join the community, you can do so with a membership. Subscribe to my sports channel as well. Morning, Sara P. How are you? Nice to see you. Brenda, hello to you, my darling. Hope you're well. Do you know what book Dylan's reading? She did mention, I think. So we'll get to the book in a second. Hey, Dave. How are you, sir? Nice to see you, buddy. Katie gave a big crop already. How are you, Katie, my darling? Lovely photo. I love that photo. It's one of my favorite photos. Because as soon as I see the photo, I'm like, uh-oh, trouble's around. Katie's around. How are you, my darling? Nice to see you. There we are. loving the country tune in this new one. There you go. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I think I said hello to everyone. Yeah, we have. Okay, that's a good start. That was an easy start for it. Yeah, it is Tuesday. I hope you are doing well on this new week. It is very hot here in Wales. It's a little bit windy. I went out for a 7 mile walk today. I did not want to walk at all today. I really didn't want to even get out of the house, but I did, and I managed to do 7.02 miles, which I'm very, very happy about. So we have got that today as well. We have a weigh-in day. Sara P is going to have to get the scales ready. We'll have that. We've already weighed, so we know where we're at with it. I hope you all had a very good weekend. In terms of the book club, I got my delivery, Mitch album. And it says in the back, it says, "Do not split." I'm like, well, it's a bit hard because I need to open the thing. So we'll get into that in a second. We'll decide which book we're going to read. Because I don't know, are we meant to read them in order? Are we meant to, or does it not matter? I don't know. Might just pick and choose. So there you go. We got a little bit of that as well. So again, thank you everyone for your support with the shorts and with the videos and stuff like that. As I say, I try and throw in a couple of lives as well to keep us going, keep us being honest and thriving. I'm not exactly, I don't know, I'm not as enthusiastic with the lives at the minute, but I am enjoying with the short videos. I'm enjoying going around filming stuff and making shorts. I don't think there's a specific order, but I could be wrong. Happy days, let me highlight that. So if anyone does come in afterwards and say, "What are you doing? You're supposed to start with that," I'll be like, "Okay, hang on." There you go. That's what Sara P said, so that's what we go with. This is a blast from the past. Blast from the past here. Hang on. Oops. Damn. Let me do this. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to think very quickly here. I think last time I saw you, Paul, is during the Karen Reid trial, first trial. And I believe Paul is from Scotland. I believe. Now that tests my memory, Paul. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you were here during the Karen Reid first trial and that you were from Scotland. I could be completely wrong, but that's my stance, and I'll lock my answer in. Tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me if I'm right as well. How are you doing, Paul? Hello, Dylan. Hope the walking is going well. It is going well. Thank you very much. It is going very, very well. Correct, sir. Paul's been out there getting your messages in. Scottish people call their shopping messages. I just couldn't go and get my messages. Go and get my shopping done. There you go. What a memory that is. That's like 2 years ago. Wow. I'm very impressed with myself there. So, well done, me. Hope you're doing well, my friend. It was nice to see you. It was nice to see you. Thank you, Brenda. Hope you're doing well as well, Medallion. There you go. So, you see, people doubt me. I doubted myself a little bit there. I was doubting myself more with the Scotland bit, but I was pretty sure it was Scotland. So there you go. Yeah, so the walking's going well. The weather means that I can't do too much. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Oh, everyone behave. Strap it in, everyone is behaving. Hello, Josie. How are you, my darling? Nice to see you as well. That's 2 of the mods here. That means I've got to increase my behavior now. So no, the walking is very good. And shout out to the special lady here, Hot Mama. She's also on TikTok making videos. You'll put her link in for her TikTok in a second there. So make sure you follow me and Josie on TikTok. She makes some great content. She's preparing herself for a marathon at the minute, so we love to see that. We love to support her on that. Um, I was starting to do 2-a-day walks, but I'm back to 1 a day because it gets too hot. And Josie's got to be trying. So the food content and stuff, Josie told me, you got to do food content. And obviously, I'm not one to argue with her. So I've been trying to post some stuff there. And I'm trying to post some different stuff. I haven't got it nailed yet. And there's one thing I'm struggling with. Hopefully, Josie's going to help me is because I take videos and I save them, obviously. But there's a way on TikTok where you can do it. And Josie's forgotten to tell me how to do it. So. But in case she is just popped in and vanished, I will get her TikTok link for you because it is a really good follow. She's a good follow. Even if you're not interested in running, doesn't matter. You can still follow along, right?
Want me? Shoot your shot. Want to talk? Call me.
Want to shoot your shot? Cool. Call me. Call me. Wanna what? Thank you, my darling. You see, sometimes you need to remind them all to that, you know. It's me, Josie. Oh, it's still. So basically, it's me, Josie 81 is what? Oh, hang on. I know what I need to do. I know, people. Bear with me. Here's me thinking we were going to be professional today. We're not. Right, hang on. Let me just potter with something, otherwise I'll forget about it. So, let me just check here. Beep, 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 beep. Let's go, girls. View channel. Let's go, girls. Oh, that's me listening to myself. So that is a link to Josie's chat, TikTok, which I also need to add. Let's see. Hello, hippie chick. How are you doing, my darling? Nice to see you, hippie. Hope you're doing well, my darling. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once here. And as I'm sure, as Steve will tell you, as you know with Steve, you can't do two things at once. So people have to bear with me whilst I do this. Now I forgot what I'm going to do. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. It's here. So we've got 8 watching, 7 likes. Come on, like it, people. Right, how do I do this? There you go. Let me go in here for Josie. Me, Josie. No, I can't do that. Why can't I do that? You know when you try to do something and you can't do it? It's a nightmare. Why can't I do what I want to do, please? And thank you. I'm not asking for the world. I just want to do one thing. One thing, please. Do you like the title? Sara P, maybe put it up. Sara P brings the scale. That's our Tuesday ones now. Right. Okay, I think I got it. Josie on follow Josie on TikTok here. Oops. So there you go, Josie. In my description, I need to save this now so that it'll be in there full time then for all my streams. Right, done. I need to add my own one as well, but I don't know my own TikTok account, so I'll sort that out later. But there you go, Josie. I've added your TikTok to the description, and it'll be there for every stream now. So there you go. So right, we got the weights coming in. We got the weigh-in coming in. Right, let's do the weigh-in for the OGs here who are here loving life, and then everyone else can catch up. Right. Let's go through this. Where we are? Where's Sara P?
Yeah, it's time, weighing time. Sara P, pass them scales. Let's step on up and see, up, down, or staying the same. Drop it in the chat, y'all tell me. Weigh yourself today. Losing weight the steady way. 1 pound down, feel that glow. Daily habit, watch them go. Every morning at the alternate corner.
Morning,
Come on and
Patricia.
weigh with me, partner.
Morning, Patricia. How are you, my darling? Right. We're just doing the weigh. Sara P's got the scales over to me. She told me don't break them, so I won't. So, yes, last week, I don't remember how I weighed, whether I was in my shorts or not. So, and I don't remember what I did. So, last week, 6th of July, I was 303.4 pounds, which is whatever. It's fine. That's whatever. 13th of July, which was yesterday, I weigh every Monday. I weighed myself and it comes in at 301.2 pounds. That is a loss. No, 301.2. That is a loss of 2.2 pounds, which I'm very, very happy with. I just need to adjust that. I misprinted that on here. 21 stone, 9.2 pounds. So yes, so I lost 2.2 pounds this week, which very, very happy with that weight loss. I'm nearly at the 300, so I've struggled to get under 300 because I keep fluctuating and stuff like that. So it's there you go, the CGs, in here. You remembered. There you go, 303.4 pounds, and now it's 301.2 pounds. Who's that a picture of? I don't recognize that person. So yeah, we have lost 2.2 pounds. I'm very, very happy with that. I say I've been fluctuating a little bit, and I'm even with the walking and stuff like that. And I will fluctuate again. I'll go up a little bit, down a little bit, whatever. But I'm very, very happy with 2.2 pound loss. Very, very happy. And you know what? If it had been a 2.2 pound gain, I would have been fine with that as well. Purely because I'm out there every day pounding the streets. I still got a bit of work to be done with my eating, but I think I'm doing fairly well. I had oats today. I also had some Welsh cakes today. Do you all have Welsh cakes? Do you know what Welsh cakes are? So they're running out of date, and I have to put butter on them. I'm not sure if you guys know. It's basically like similar to scone-ish, smaller with some sultanas in them. They're delicious. Thank you, Brenda. Good morning, Rhonda. How are you, my darling? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I hope you and Chris are doing well, my darling. Hello. A loss is a loss. You're right. We're pounding it. So I'm finding the walking difficult only because I haven't been well, it means I haven't been able to do too much. But we did over 900 meters of elevation gain today. So there's a lot of hills today I went up, which I'm happy about. So there you go. I'm very happy with that. So right, books. Let's start. Should we read a book? Start reading a book together. Do not split. So there's 5 books. It's called The Next Person You Meet in Heaven, Have a Little Faith, For One More Day, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, and Tuesdays with Maury. Tuesdays with Maury sounds good though, because we're on a Tuesday. You're building, ooh, honey, muscles. But yes, you're right, Rhonda. Oh, I'm very, very happy with it. So I would just like rather. I want to get into 300 pounds. It's been like 2 months I've been lingering around it, so I want to get through it. And the day I get into 280, I'll be very, very happy. I mean, so I don't know. What do we think, people? I did get these in order to read the next person you meet in heaven. That's the whole reason I got these. But then I saw the others. So let's go with the next person you meet in heaven. Oh, hang on. Hang on, let me open them because I'll tell you why. Oh, okay. We got two things. Oh, first of all, right. Scrap everything. Everyone. Everyone. Congratulations to Jonathan. Jonathan, he got married this weekend. Congratulations to Sherry and John. To Sherry and Jonathan, who got married this weekend. Jonathan got married this weekend. Good morning, everyone. I promised Sherry I wouldn't stay at my phone for our extended honeymoon, but I'll sneak enough to talk. There you go. Congratulations to Jonathan and Sherry for their marriage. They got remarried the weekend. A very special occasion. Jonathan's grandfather married them. So that was very special for them both. So they are currently on honeymoon, but obviously Jonathan's here as well right now. But congratulations, my friends. Very, very happy for you and Sherry. And yeah, so see, renew their vows, as they say, you know. So Tuesdays with Maury is so good. Okay, well, I was leading Tuesday with Maury because I'll tell you why. Because it was a Tuesday. Mother, they package it and now they put another package on it. Why have you put another package on it for? Now we're going to have to use my critical thinking of how do I get this off. Oh, I got it off. Happy days. So there you go. A special day today with Jonathan. You go enjoy it, John. And send that up to Sherry as well. I think Tuesdays with Maury is his first book. Yes, it is his first book. Okay, now I understand why they said this. Okay, so now I understand it. His order of writing these are Tuesdays with Maury, then the 5 people you meet in heaven, that comes next. Then for one more day, that comes next. Then Have a Little Faith comes next. And then the final one is the next person you meet in heaven. So they're all in order. So let's try and remember that order. Is somebody out there vigilant? Is it vigilant? Is that a word? Is there someone out there responsible enough to remember this order? So if you want me to give you a couple of minutes just to get a pen and paper or your phone, this is the order we need to read them in. Tuesdays with Maury first. Then we go the 5 people you meet in heaven. Then for one more day. One day only, nothing only. Then Have a Little Faith. And then the next person you meet in heaven. Jonathan says, thank you. Thank you. I literally feel like a teenager in love again. Happy days, Jonathan. 12 years of history, and I love her more than the first time we got married. My church hardly gave us any choice. I just started planning everything. Oh, there you go. There you go. Second marriage to the same person. So I'm trusting somebody's got these down now. Hand up who that trusted person or persons are, because I'm never going to remember all that. So, oh, hey, Katie. Yes, Jonathan's married. Yeah. Happy days, Josie. So there you go. We'll keep this in order. So as I say, everybody, responsibility is no longer on me. It's on whoever wrote them down. I don't know who wrote them down, but whoever you are, thank you for writing it down. Love it. Wait, I haven't. Yes, you got married on the weekend. Right. Let's play a quick intro, and then we're going to go straight into reading. And I make no apologies for not able to read English properly. I need to go and wash my hands. So
Atención chat, escucha bien. Behave in the chat, compórtate. Don't be toxic, don't be late. Josie's watching, she's on the way. Josie te va a atrapar. Mexi's dropping that timeout file. Mexi, te va a timeout. Sara P brings the links, got your numbers marked. Make her happy, smash that like right now. Vamos! Erin hat rolling up in her yellow bus. Rounding up her chatty, no drama, no fuss. Murph's always on hand if you need backup quick. Jonathan the mod, 1 in a million, so slick. El Chappy doesn't read Jonathan's post, but El Chatty love him so much. All 6 mods run in the chat, they're in charge. Tú ya sabes. Compórtate, compórtate. Josie's after you. Wait and see. Mexi timeout. 1, 2, 3. Sara P, Erin, Murph, Jonathan, la autoridad. Compórtate. Josie, Mexi, Sara P, Erin, Hack, Murph, Jonathan. They run this chat, they're the full mod squadron. Behave like it or feel the ride. Yellow bus coming or a quick timeout slap. Compórtate. Ay, qué rico. Like for the squad. Chat, vamos. No más drama.
okay. Let me get my seating position in. I don't know how this is going to go because English is my second language, and I'm sure some of you be like, "What is he even talking about?" So, but I don't really care, so it's fine. So, I don't know who this Mitch album is, but I heard good things about him. So we're going to, we're gonna have to bear with us. Rhonda says, "I'm sorry, I had to answer my phone. I didn't write those down. Those I thought I was saying titties, but it's typed those down. It's fine. Somebody has done it. I don't know. I don't know who wrote it down in the chat. I don't know, but somebody did it. I believe in you all. I know that when I ask next time, somebody will be saying, "Yep, this is it." Okay, so the first couple of pages is something. I don't know what that is. Okay. Oh, he's got lots of books. The Stranger in the Lifeboat, Finding Chica, The Magic Strings of Frankie Presto, Have Little Faith, The Timekeeper, The First Phone Call from Heaven, Jeepers. Oh, here he is. This must be Maury. Oh, is that Maury or is that Mitch? I don't know. I'm presuming this is Mitch then. This must be Mitch. It says, Tuesdays with Maury, an old man, a young man, and life's greatest lesson. Okay. The book is dedicated to my brother, Peter, the bravest person I know. Oh, I love this. Okay, acknowledgements, fine. Acknowledgements. I would like to acknowledge the enormous help given to me in creating this book for their memories, their patience, and their guidance. I wish to thank Charlotte, Rob, and Jonathan Swartz, Maury Stein, Charlie Derber, Gordy Feldman, David Schwartz, Rabbi Al Axelrad, and the multitude of Maury's friends and colleagues. Also, special thanks to Bill Thomas, my editor, for handling this project with just the right touch. And as always, my appreciation to David Black, who often believes in me more than I do myself. We all have that in our lives. We have people that believe in us more than we believe in ourselves. Mostly my thanks to Maury for wanting to do this last thesis together. Have you ever had a teacher like this? Okay, so Tuesdays with Maury. In the alternate corner with El Chappy. Rhonda's got a yearbirds in. Happy days, Rhonda. The curriculum is called First Chapter. The last class of my old professor's life took place once a week in his house, by a window in the study where he could watch a small hibiscus plant. I don't know what hibiscus plant shed its pink leaves. I don't know what hibiscus plant is. The class met on Tuesdays, like we're meeting on Tuesdays. It began after breakfast. The subject was the meaning of life. I love this. It was taught from experience. No grades were given, but there were oral exams each week. Thankfully, Daz is not here. You were expected to respond to questions, and you were expected to pose questions of your own. You were also required to perform physical tasks now and then, such as lifting the professor's head to a comfortable spot on the pillow, or placing his glasses on the bridge of his nose. Kissing him goodbye earned you extra credit. Right, what? Okay. That's very confusing to me. Let's read that paragraph again, because this sounds very confusing. No grades were given, but there were oral exams each week. You were expected to respond to questions, fine. You were expected to pose questions of your own, fine. You were also required to perform physical tasks now and then, such as lifting the professor's head to a comfortable spot. Why? On the pillow, or placing his glasses on the bridge of his nose. Why kissing him goodbye earned you extra credit? Okay. No books were required, yet many. I have questions over that, but sure. Hello, Sue. How are you, my darling? Katie, I am reading for you. This is our new segment on Tuesdays and possibly Thursdays as well. We are reading Tuesdays with Maury. How are you, Sue? Congratulations to you, Sue, as well. No books were required, yet many topics were covered, including love, work, community, family, aging, forgiveness, and finally, death. The last lecture was brief, only a few words. A funeral was held in lieu of graduation, although no final exam was given. You were expected to produce one long paper on what was learned. That paper is presented here. The last class of my old professor's life had only one student. I was the student. Sorry for the commentary, though. If I don't understand something, I will say, Jermaine, this is why. It is the late spring of 1979. I was not born yet. A hot, sticky Saturday afternoon. Hundreds of us sit together, side by side, in rows of wooden folding chairs on the main campus lawn. We wear blue nylon robes. We listen impatiently to long speeches. When the ceremony is over, we throw our caps in the air and we officially graduated from college. The senior class of Brandeis University in the city of Waltham, Massachusetts. Oh, wow. I didn't even know there was a Brandeis University in the city of Waltham. Now, Waltham, I've heard of that. That's where Dina's from. For many of us, the curtain has just come down on childhood. Afterward, I find Maury Swartz, my favourite professor, and introduced him to my parents. He is a small man who takes small steps, as if a strong wind could at any time whisk him up into the clouds. In his graduation day robe, he looks like a cross between a biblical prophet and a Christmas elf. He has sparkling blue-green eyes, thinning silver hair that spills onto his forehead, big ears, a triangular nose, and tufts of greying eyebrows. Although his teeth are crooked and his lower ones are slanted back, as if somebody had once punched them in, when he smiles, it's as if you just told him the first joke on earth. He tells my parents how I took every class he taught. He tells them, you have a special boy here. Embarrassed, I look at my feet. Before we leave, I hand the professor a present, a tan briefcase with his initials on the front. Nice. I bought this the day before at a shopping mall. I didn't want to forget him. Maybe I didn't want him to forget me. Mitch, you are one of the good ones, he says, admiring the briefcase. Then he hugs me. I feel his thin arms around my back. I am taller than he is, and when he holds me, I feel awkward, older, as if I were the parent and he were the child. He asks if I was willing, if I will stay in touch, and without hesitation, I say, of course. When he steps back, I see that he is crying. I get what you mean, Jonathan, yes. His death sentence, so this chapter is called the syllabus. His death sentence came in the summer of 1994. Looking back, Maury knew something bad was coming long before that. He knew it the day he gave up dancing. He had always been a dancer, my old professor. The music didn't matter. Rock and roll, big band, the blues, he loved them all. He would close his eyes and with a blissful smile begin to move to his own sense of rhythm. It wasn't always pretty, but then he didn't worry about a partner. Maury danced by himself. He used to go to this church in Harvard Square every Wednesday night for something called Dance Free. They had flashing lights and booming speakers, and Maury would wander in among the mostly student crowd, wearing a white t-shirt and black sweatpants and a towel around his neck. And wherever music was playing, that's the music to which he danced. He do the Lindy to Jimi Hendrix. He twisted and twirled. He waved his arms like a conductor on amphetamines until sweat was dripping down the middle of his back. No one there knew he was a prominent doctor of sociology with years of experience as a college professor and several respected books. They just thought he was some old nut. Once he brought a tango tape and got them to play it over the speakers. Then he commandeered the floor, shooting back and forth like some hot Latin lover. When he finished, everyone applauded. He could have stayed in that moment forever, but then the dancing stopped. He developed asthma in his 60s. His breathing became labored. One day, he was walking along the Charles River, and a cold burst of wind left him choking for air. He was rushed to the hospital and injected with adrenaline. A few years later, he began to have trouble walking. At a birthday party for a friend, he stumbled inexplicably. Another night, he fell down the steps of a theatre, startling a small crowd of people. Give him air, someone yelled. He was in his 70s by this point, so they whispered old age and helped him to his feet. But Maury, who was always more in touch with his insides than the rest of us, knew something else was wrong. This was more than old age. He was weary all the time. He had trouble sleeping. He dreamt he was dying. He began to see doctors, lots of them. They tested his blood. They tested his urine. They put a scope up his rear end and looked inside his intestines. Check, check, check. Finally, when nothing could be found, one doctor ordered a muscle biopsy. Oof, that sounds painful. Hello, Kim. How are you, my darling? Hope you're doing well. Taking a small piece of Maury's calf, the lab report came back suggesting a neurological problem, and Maury was brought in for yet another series of tests. In one of those tests, he sat in a special seat as they zapped him with an electrical current, an electric chair of sorts, and studied his neurological responses. We need to check this further, the doctor said, looking over his results. Why? Maury asked. What is it? We're not sure. Your times are slow. His times were slow. What did that mean? Finally, on a hot, humid day in August 1994, Maury and his wife Charlotte went to the neurologist's office and he asked them to sit before he broke the news. Maury had amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, a brutal, unforgiving illness of the neurological system. There was no known cure. How did I get it? Maury asked. Nobody knew. Is it terminal? Yes. So I'm going to die? Yes, you are. The doctor said. I'm very sorry. He sat with Maury and Charlotte for nearly 2 hours, patiently answering their questions. When they left, the doctor gave them some information on ALS. Little pamphlets as if they were opening a bank account. Outside the sun was shining and people were going about their business. A woman ran to put money in the parking meter. Another carried groceries. Charlotte had a million thoughts running through her mind. How much time do we have left? How will we manage? How will we pay the bills? My old professor, meanwhile, was stunned by the normalcy of the day around him. Shouldn't the world stop? Don't they know what has happened to me? But the world did not stop. It took no notice at all. And as Maury pulled weakly on the car door, he felt as if he was dropping into a hole. Now what? He thought. As my old professor searched for answers, the disease took him over, day by day, week by week. He backed the car out of the garage one morning and could barely push the brakes. That was the end of his driving. He kept tripping, so he purchased a cane. That was the end of his walking free. He went for his regular swim at the YMCA, but found he could no longer undress himself. So he hired his first home care worker, a theology student named Tony, who helped him in and out of the pool and in and out of his bathing suit. In the locker room, the other swimmers pretending not to stare. They stared anyhow. That was the end of his privacy. Damn, that hits hard. Does that not hit hard, people? In the fall of 1994, Maury came to the hilly Brandeis campus to teach his final college course. He could have skipped this, of course. The university would have understood. Why suffer in front of so many people? Stay at home, get your affairs in order. But the idea of quitting did not occur to Maury. This makes sense now in the first passage we read about putting his glasses up and moving his head and stuff. Indeed, he hobbled into the classroom, his home for more than 30 years. Because of the cane, he took a while to reach the chair. Finally, he sat down, dropped his glasses off his nose, and looked out at the young faces who stared back in silence. My friends, I assume you are all here for the social psychology class. I have been teaching this course for 20 years, and this is the first time I can say there is a risk in taking it. Because I have a fatal illness, I may not live to finish the semester. If you feel this is a problem, I understand. If you wish to drop the course. He smiled, and that was the end of his secret. ALS is like a lit candle. It melts your nerves and leaves your body a pile of wax. Often it begins with the legs and works its way up. You lose control of your thighs, of your thigh muscles, so that you cannot support yourself standing. You lose control of your trunk muscles, so that you cannot sit up straight. By the end, you're still alive. You are breathing through a tube in a hole in your throat, whilst your soul, perfectly awake, is imprisoned inside a limp husk, perhaps able to blink or cluck a tongue like something from a science fiction movie. The man frozen inside his own flesh. This takes no more than 5 years from the day you contact the disease. Maury's doctors guessed he had 2 years left. Maury knew it was less. But my old professor had made a profound decision. One he began to construct the day he came out of the doctor's office with a sword hanging over his head. Do I wither up and disappear, or do I make the most of my time left? He asked himself. He would not wither. He would not be ashamed of dying. Instead, he would make death his final project, the center point of his days. Since everyone was going to die, he could be of great value, right? He could be research, a human textbook. Study me in my slow and patient demise. Watch what happens to me. Learn with me. That's very selfless. Maury would walk that final bridge between life and death and narrate the trip. Wow, okay. I'm enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying my Welsh voice narrating this. If you don't, oh well. The fall semester passed quickly. The pills increased. Therapy became a regular routine. Nurses came to his house to work with Maury's withering legs, to keep the muscles active, bending them back and forth as if pumping water from a well. Massage specialists um, came by once a week to try and soothe the constant heavy stiffness he felt. He met with meditation teachers and closed his eyes and narrowed his thoughts until his world shrunk down to a single breath in and out, in and out. One day, using his cane, he stepped onto the curb and fell over into the street. The cane was exchanged for a walker. As his body weakened, the back and forth to the bathroom became too exhausting. So Maury began to urinate into a large beaker. He had to support himself as he did this, meaning someone had to hold the beaker while Maury filled it. Most of us would be embarrassed by all this, especially at Maury's age, but Maury was not like most of us. When some of his close colleagues would visit, he would say to them, "Listen, I have to pee. Would you mind helping? Are you okay with that?" Often, to their own surprise, they were. In fact, he entertained a growing stream of visitors. He had discussion groups about dying, what it really meant, how societies had always been afraid of it, without necessarily understanding it. He told his friends that if they really wanted to help him, they would treat him not with sympathy, but with visits, phone calls, a sharing of their problems, the way they had always shared their problems, because Maury had always been a wonderful listener. For all that was happening to him, his voice was strong and inviting, and his mind was vibrating with a million thoughts. He was intent on proving that the word dying was not synonymous with useless. The new year came and went. Although we never said it to anyone, Maury knew this would be the last year of his life. He was using a wheelchair now, and he was fighting time to say all the things he wanted to say to all the people he loved. When a colleague at Brandy's died suddenly of a heart attack, Maury went to his funeral. He came home depressed. What a waste, he said. All those people saying all those wonderful things, and Irv never got to hear any of it. Wow. Wow. Maury had a better idea. He made some calls. He chose a date, and on a cold Sunday afternoon, he was joined in his home by a small group of friends and family for a living funeral. Each of them spoke and paid tribute to my old professor. Some cried, some laughed. One woman read a poem. My dear and loving cousin, your ageless heart, as you move through time layer on layer, tender sequoia, tender. I can't say this word, but it's spelt Sequoia. Sequoia. I don't know what that is. Let's Google it. Let's Google this. I didn't renew my audiobooks. I'm enjoying this, and thank you, Rhonda. I'm actually enjoying this. I'm enjoying the reading of it. I'm already getting a little bit like, woof. There's some stuff here. Sequoia meaning. A redwood tree, especially the California redwood. Okay, so it's a tender tree. Sequoia. Thank you, Sara P. Sequoia. So let's read the poem again. My dear and loving cousin, your ageless heart, as you move through time, layer on layer, tender sequoia. Maury cried and laughed with them, and all the heartfelt things we never get to say to those we love. Maury said that day his living funeral was a rousing success. Only Maury wasn't dead yet. In fact, the most unusual part of his life was about to unfold. But isn't that like that's the end of the first chapter? Isn't that very, very thought provoking? Because we all say all these things. I'm going to a funeral on Friday for my mother's uncle, and he did a lot for me. I had a lot of love for him, but like I'll never have the opportunity to say that to him. We all say all these things to people when they're dead, but we never tell them when they're alive. So that's very, yeah. Okay, second chapter. It's titled The Student. At this point, I should explain what had happened to me since that summer day when I last hugged my dear and wise professor and promised to keep in touch. I did not keep in touch. I mean, we never do. I promised all my lecturers I would keep in touch. I never did. In fact, I lost contact with most of the people I knew in college. Snap. Including my beer drinking friends. Snap. And the first woman I ever woke up with in the morning. Snap. The years after graduation hardened me into someone quite different from the strutting graduate who left campus that day, headed for New York City, ready to offer the world his talent. The world I discovered was not all that interested. I would I wandered around my early 20s, paying rent and reading classified, um, and wondering why the lights were not turning green for me. My dream was to be a famous musician. I played the piano. But after several years of dark, empty nightclubs, broken promises, bands that kept breaking up, and producers who seemed excited about everyone but me, the dream soured. I was failing for the first time in my life. At the same time, I had my first serious encounter with death. That's very true as well. I know Rhonda sucks on it. This is very true, Sarpi. It would be much easier to stay in touch these days. It used to take some effort to do that before the internet. True story. Wise words. True story. My favourite uncle, my mother's brother, the man who had taught me music, taught me to drive, teased me about girls, thrown me in football, that one adult whom I targeted as a child and said, "That's who I want to be when I grow up," died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 44. He was a short, handsome man with a thick moustache, and I was with him for the last year of his life, living in an apartment just below his. I watched his strong body wither, then bloat. Saw him suffer night after night, doubled over at the dinner table, pressing on his stomach, his eyes shut, his mouth contorted in pain. "Ah, God," he would moan. "Ah, Jesus." The rest of us, my aunt, his two young sons, me, stood there silently, cleaning the plates, averting our eyes. It was the most helpless I've ever felt in my life. One night in May, my uncle and I sat on the balcony of his apartment. It was breezy and warm. He looked out towards the horizon and said through gritted teeth that he wouldn't be around to see his kids into the next school year. He asked if I could look after them. I told him not to talk that way. He stared at me sadly. He died a few weeks later. After the funeral, my life changed. I felt as if time was suddenly precious. Water going down an open drain. I could not move quickly enough. No more playing music at half empty nightclubs. No more writing songs in my apartment. Songs that no one would hear. I turned to school. I earned a master's degree in journalism and took the first job offered, a sports writer. Instead of chasing my own fame, I wrote about famous athletes chasing theirs. I worked for newspapers and freelanced for magazines. I worked at a pace that knew no hours, no limits. I would wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, and sit down at the typewriter in the same clothes I had slept in. My uncle had worked for a corporation that hated it. Same thing every day, and I was determined never to end up like him. I bounced around. I bounced around from New York to Florida, and eventually took a job in Detroit. Oh, with Katie and Lisa as a columnist for the Detroit Free Press. The sports appetite in the city was in insat- insatiable. They had professional teams in football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, and it matched my ambition. In a few years, I was not only penning columns, I was writing sports books, doing radio shows, and appearing regularly on TV, spouting my opinions on rich football players and hypocritical college sports programs. I was part of the media thunderstorm that now soaks our country. I was in demand. I stopped renting. I started buying. I bought a house on a hill. I bought cars. I invested in stocks. I built a portfolio. Excuse me. I was cranked to a fifth gear, and everything I did on a deadline. I exercised like a demon. I drove my car at breakneck speed. I made more money than I'd ever figured to see. I met a dark-haired woman named Janine, who someone who someone loved me, who somehow loved me despite my schedule and the constant absences. We married after a 7-year courtship. I was back to work a week after the wedding. I told her and myself that we would one day start a family, something she wanted very much, but that day never came. Instead, I buried myself in accomplishments. Because with accomplishments, I believed I would control things. I could squeeze in every last piece of happiness before I got sick and died, like my uncle before me, which I figured was my natural fate. As for Maury, well, I thought about him now and then, the things he had taught me about being human and relating to others, but it was always in the distance, as if from another life. Maybe. Over the years, I threw away any mail that came from Brandeis University, figuring they all were only asking for money. So I did not know of Maury's illness. The people who might have told me were long forgotten, their phone numbers buried in some packed away box in the attic. I might have stayed. It might have stayed that way had I not been flicking through the TV channels late one night and something caught my ear. The audiovisual chapter. In March of 1995, a limousine carrying Ted Koppel, the host of ABC TV's Nightline, pulled up to the snow-covered curb outside Morris House in West Newton, Massachusetts. Maury was in the wheelchair full-time now, getting used to helpers lifting him like a heavy sack from the chair to the bed and the bed to the chair. He'd begun to cough while eating, and chewing was a chore. His legs were dead. He would never walk again. Yet he refused to be depressed. Instead, Maury had become a lightning rod of ideas. He jotted down his thoughts on yellow pads, envelopes, folders, scrap papers. He wrote bite-sized philosophies about living with death's shadow. Accept what you are able to do and what you are not able to do. Accept the past as past without denying it or discarding it. Let's read that line again. Accept the past as past without denying it or discarding it. Learn to forgive yourself and to forgive others. Don't assume that it's too late to get involved. That's interesting. After a while, he had more than 50 of these aphorisms, which he shared with his friends. One friend, a fellow Brandeis professor named Maury Stein, was so taken with the words that he sent them to Boston Globe reporter, who came out and wrote a long feature on Maury. The headline read, "A Professor's Final Course, His Own Death." Wow. Okay, let's get something in between here so I can go to the toilet. Wow.
every night. El Chappie's chatting away, lost in the flow. One message from Chatty and off we go. He's grinning and rambling, forgetting the Fred, but that's the magic, yeah, that's what we said. This is the alternate corner, wild and free. A little bit messy, but full of good glee. We don't do the drama, we don't do the hate. Just love and a community feeling first rate. Sara P's the boss, she keeps El Chappie in line. Gives the green light when it's our time to shine. If you're craving structure, best look somewhere new. We're chaos with heart and it suits us like glue. No fancy schedule, no strict master plan, just good vibes rolling wherever we can. El Chappie gets distracted, laughs with the crew, chatting to everyone, me and you. Mobs in the background, steady and strong, put in El Chappie right where he belongs. We're not for the masses, we're a quirky delight, a genuine corner that feels just right. This is the alternate corner, wild and free. A little bit messy, but full of good glee. We don't do the drama, we don't do the hate. Just love and a community feeling first rate. Sara P's the boss, she keeps him in line. Gives the green light when it's our time to shine. If you're craving structure, best look somewhere new. We're chaos with heart and it suits us like glue. Come as you are, stay for the ride. Laugh at the nonsense, let worry slide. No awards on the shelf, but we've got the soul. A proper warm corner that makes you feel whole. Oh, yeah, this is the alternate corner, wild and free. Proudly unpolished, just you and me. We don't do the drama, we don't do the hate. We do love and laughter, come celebrate. Sara keeps us rolling, Chappie keeps it fun in the beautiful chaos. We've already won. Oh, the alternate corner. Woo. Yeah, we're home.
Sara P is the boss. P keeps me in control. So back to the book. A professor's final course, his own death. The article caught the eye of a producer from the Nightline show, who brought it to Koppel in Washington, D.C. Take a look at this, the producer said. Next thing you knew, there was cameramen in Maury's living room and Koppel's limousine was in front of the house. Several of Maury's friends and family members had gathered to meet Koppel. I don't know who Koppel is. I presume he was a presenter. And when the famous man entered the house, they buzzed with excitement. All except Maury, who wheeled himself forward, raised his eyebrows, and interrupted the clamour with his high, singing voice. Ted, I need to check you out before I agree to do this interview. There was an awkward moment of silence when the two men were ushered into the study. The door was shut. Man, one friend whispered outside the door. I hope Ted goes easy on Maury. I hope Maury goes easy on Ted, said the other. Inside the office, Maury motioned for Koppel to sit down. He crossed his hands in his lap and smiled. Tell me something close to your heart, Maury began. My heart? Koppel studied the old man. All right, he said cautiously, and he spoke about his children. They were close to his heart, weren't they? Good, Maury said. Now tell me something about your faith. Koppel was uncomfortable. I usually don't talk about such things with people I've only known a few minutes. Ted, I'm dying, Maury said, peering over his glasses. I don't have a lot of time here. Koppel laughed. All right. Faith. He quoted a passage from Marcus Aurelius, something he felt strongly about. Maury nodded. Now let me ask you something, Coppel said. Have you ever seen my program? Maury shrugged. Twice, I think. Twice? That's all? Don't feel bad. I've only seen Oprah once. Well, the 2 times you saw my show, what did you think? Maury paused. To be honest, yes. I thought you were a narcissist. Coppel burst into laughter. I'm too ugly to be a narcissist, he said. Soon, the cameras were rolling in front of the living room fireplace, with Coppel in his crisp blue suit and Maury in his shaggy grey sweater. He had refused fancy clothes or makeup for this interview. His philosophy was that death shouldn't be embarrassing. He was not about to powder his nose. Because Maury sat in his wheelchair, the camera never caught his withered legs. And because he was still able to move his hands, Maury always spoke with both hands waving. He showed great passion when explaining how to face the end of life. Ted, he said, when all this started, I asked myself, am I going to withdraw from the world like most people do, or am I going to live? I decided I'm going to live, or at least try to live, the way I want to, with dignity, with courage, with humour, with composure. There are some mornings when I cry and cry and mourn for myself. Some mornings I'm so angry and bitter, but it doesn't last too long. Then I get up and say, I want to live. So far, I've been able to do it. Will I be able to continue? I don't know. But I'm betting on myself that I will. Coppel seemed extremely taken with Maury. He asked about the humility that death induced. Well, Fred, Maury said, accidentally. Then he quickly corrected himself. I mean, Ted. Now that's indicating humility, Coppel said, laughing. The two men spoke about the afterlife. They spoke about Maury's increasing dependency on other people, and the afterlife is something I find interesting. He already needed help eating and sitting and moving from place to place. What Coppel asked, did Maury dread the most about his slow, insidious decay? Maury paused. He asked if he could say this certain thing on television. Coppel said, go ahead. Maury looked straight into the eyes of the most famous interviewer in America. Well, Ted, one day soon, someone's going to have to wipe my ass. The program aired on a Friday night. It began with Ted Koppel from behind the desk in Washington, his voice booming with authority. Who is Maurice Swartz? He said, and why, by the end of the night, are so many of you going to care about him? 1,000 miles away in my house on the hill, I was casually flipping channels. I heard those words from the TV set. Who is Maury Swartz? And went numb. It is our first class together in the spring of 1976. I entered Maury's large office and noticed the seemingly countless books that lined the wall shelf after shelf. Books on sociology, philosophy, religion, psychology. There's a large rug on the hardwood floor and a window that looks out on the campus walk. Only a dozen or so students are there, fumbling with notebooks and syllabi. Most of them wear jeans and earth shoes and plaid flannel shirts. I tell myself it will not only be easy to cut out a class this small, I will tell myself it will not be easy to cut a class this small. Maybe I shouldn't take it. Mitchell, Maury says, reading from the attendance list. I raise a hand. Do you prefer Mitch or is Mitchell better? I've never been asked this by a teacher. I do a double take. This guy in his yellow turtleneck and green corduroy pants, the silver hair that falls on his forehead, he's smiling. Mitch, I say. Mitch is what my friends call me. Well, Mitch it is then. Morris says as if closing a deal. And Mitch, yes. I hope that one day you will think of me as your friend. Wow, this is very thought-provoking, people. Very thought-provoking. People told me that they thought it was very good, but I didn't. There's a lot of stuff here that we all will be going through, hopefully, in our lives when we become a lot older. There's a guy that I know, 52 years old. I don't know him, sorry, but I know of his family, and he died last Friday, allegedly by a bee sting. 52 years old, leaves his wife and 2 children. His children are, I think, aged like 8 or 9 years old, and something like 12, 13. So young. He was a teacher. His wife's a teacher. It just goes to show how blink of an eye your life could be gone. But which is why I find it interesting in them talking about, like, we always tell people we love them and how we appreciated them, but we don't tell them to their face. We tell them, we tell other people about them when they're dead. Like, again, we go to a funeral on Friday, we'll all be talking about the deceased. And it's like, well, that having a funeral whilst you're living, where people can share stories with you and show you love, that's something, yes, a bee sting, Rhonda, a bee sting, yes. That's something special I hadn't thought about, do you know what I mean? So I can see this book already is thought-provoking, because I always think about my journey with God now, and everything happens for a reason. And let's play this. If you remember, Marky, how are you, sir? Yes, you're very late. You need to go back to the beginning. I'm more fatty. Do you remember this song? I'm more fatty. Everything, happens for a reason, the good and the bad. We go through pain, we go through good.
The morning shines and wakes my soul. With open eyes I see it whole. Here at the alternate corner we explore, turning shadows into hopeful doors. Each twist, every wild surprise, fresh horizons in our eyes. Laughter echoes wild and deep. This adventure's ours to keep. No more hiding from what comes near. We welcome all and draw it near. I'm more party, embrace the flow. The golden highs, the gentle lows. Every page, each lesson learned. Radiant days, now watch us burn. Glow, I'm more party, break on through. Spinning with joy, just me and you. Our melody, our woven phase. Radiant Embrace the flow, the golden highs, the gentle lows. Every page, each lesson learned. Radiant days, now watch us burn aglow. Amor fati, break on through, spinning with joy. Just me and you, our melody, our woven fate. Radiant days, let's celebrate. Yes to the wonder, yes to the light, yes to the stars that spark the night. Sunny days and stormy weather, we seek the light, we shine together. Yes to the wild, yes to the dream. Life sparkles brighter than it seems. Amor fati, embrace each call. Endless marvel standing tall. Every heartbeat, breath we take. Radiant days, no traces of ache. Amor fati, hear our cry. We soar high, we touch the sky. This is our joy, this is our truth. Radiant days for me and you. Radiant days. Yes, radiant days.
Okay. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you for paying attention. Don't worry, Marky, I will have to listen to it again. I'm missing bits and pieces due to work too. Delaney, can you please make us twerking emojis or these songs? So maybe I need. So how they work is I need to get rid of them. You only have a set amount, so I have to be careful because depending on how many members you have, is the amount of emojis you get. So essentially, so if there's some I need to get rid of. I'm not sure if they'll allow me to change them or not. There's definitely a lot here I need to get rid of and change. So yes, I will. So yeah, I will try and do that. It's not quite as easy as what people think. Only because, as I say, I need to get rid of some. I can't just add them in. I think we have 50 odd members. I think for every 20, 30 members, you get one to do. But I think I can replace some of them, so we can sort the twerking out, I think. So, right. Oh, hang on. Before I forget, I need to do one thing before I get here. Because if I don't do this, I need to do this just in case. Your husband is very attractive, yes. I don't know, Dave. Oh, hang on, I can check here. Actually, I'll just say I don't know, Dave, if this was sent today or another day. I don't know. But thank you very much, Dave, for this. This could be done last week. I don't know. I just noticed I have one there. Thank you, Dave, Boston Labourers Union, for the coffee. Thank you, sir. Very kind of you. I do appreciate that. I'm not sure if I did thank you enough for that. I'm confused because there's two of you there. So, but yes, thank you very much, Dave, if I haven't thanked you already. And if people do want to support the channel, the best way to do so is through PayPal or buy me a coffee. Never required, always appreciated though. We can buy more books. Right. Okay. Next chapter, the orientation. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Sara P, I need you to entertain the chat for a second. And I will be straight back. So here we go.
Howdy, y'all. I am Sara P coming at you from the alternate corner. Welcome back to the stream. Hope y'all feeling right. We got the good vibes flowing every single night. Talking about Jesus, supporting each other, and laughing till we cry. Like and subscribe to the alternate corner. Josie got that fire, y'all, so behave and smash that bell before she does her thing. Alternate corner, the best dang stream. Mexi in the back, so people get on it, like and subscribe. Come on now, hit that button, make the numbers tick. Y'all are the best, much love from me. Alternate corner, Texas style energy. Thank y'all so much, now make my day. Go on and smash it, y'all.
You might have got white. Okay, seems to be right then, Lauren. Is the answer yellow? They were white and black. And you get the answer, please. I might just try one. Okay. The four. They're all getting attention. Right. This. So hopefully get those two over the corner. Still ones far out as way to go. Still know how it's done, Lauren. You are still just the lead. And you do keep control. So I'll do your second question. When they was given us the study of the relationship between words and meanings, comes to the Lord. Right, still this.
I know linguistics, so I'm not sure that's the thing.
Oh, I'm back. Okay. I'm back. Let's see what the chat is saying. I'm over here toe tapping. I'm glad you like. And also, just remember that all these songs have a meaning. Do you know what I mean? They all have a meaning. I've written them with different meanings as well. So, lovely Sara P. She's so excited for surrogacy. She's a bit bummed about having another at her age, but she's game because I absolutely have to have a baby or I'm gonna die inside. The kids absolutely freaked the F out when we told them. So, how old is she? Can I ask that? Don't tell me she doesn't want you to. I was just about to blurt it, but she's 62. So the grandchildren have all known me since they were 5 or younger, so they already love me. And all her kids deal with it the worst. 62 now. We originally got married when I was 19 and she was 51. Yes, and Jonathan is now 30. We've only been separated a relatively short while, and he did go and date a lot of women in the Amish community. He is 31 this year, yes. Jonathan, I cannot imagine having an infant at my age. I absolutely do not have the energy. That being said, I do love having the grandkids, but I can send them home. You're right. Well, neither can she, but she trusts me enough to do it anyways. That's nice. Jonathan, my vote is that you hire her a nanny if she's gonna have an infant in her 60s. It's only fair, honestly, lol. TCF, if you're happy, age doesn't matter, honey, congrats. Sweet Sarah P has grandchildren, how that can't be. Sarah P is late 50s, so you can remember she's in her late 50s, and you know, she does boat docks and all that, so yeah. So she's got grandchildren. Wait for it. Anyway, right, the orientation. As I turned the rental car onto Maury's Street in West Newton, a quiet suburb of Boston, I had a cup of coffee in one hand and a cellular phone between my ear and shoulder. I was talking to a TV producer and a piece we were doing. My eyes jumped from the digital clock. My return flight was in a few hours to the mailbox numbers on the tree light suburban street. The car radio was on the all news station. This was how I operated 5 things at once. That sounds like us, doesn't it? No, Delan, give me the 10 years you know I should get. Yes. I believe Sapi's 47, I believe. Is 30 from previous marriage. She has 2 kids. There you go. This damn chat throws me for a loop daily. I know. Throws me for a loop as well. Don't worry about it. I know. Right. Roll back the tape, I said to the producer. Let me hear that part again. Okay, he said. I will be 49 November. That the producer didn't say that. Sarah P said that. Right, ignore the chat and come back here. Right. Roll back the tape, I said to the producer. Let me hear that part again. Okay, he said. It's going to take a second. Suddenly, I was upon the house. I pushed the brakes, spilling coffee in my lap. As the car stopped, I caught a glimpse of a large Japanese maple tree and 3 figures sitting near it in the driveway. A young man and a middle-aged woman flanking a small old man in a wheelchair. Maury, at the sight of my old professor, I froze. Hello? The producer said in my ear. Did I lose you? I had not seen him in 16 years. His hair was thinner, nearly white, and his face was gaunt. I suddenly felt unprepared for this reunion. For one thing, I was stuck on the phone. I hoped that he hadn't noticed my arrival, so that I could drive around the block a few more times, finish my business, get mentally ready. But Maury, this new withered version of man I had once known so well, was smiling at the car, hands folded in his lap, waiting for me to emerge. Hey, the producer said again, are you there? For all the time we'd spent together, for all the kindness and patience Maury had shown me when I was young, I should have dropped the phone and jumped from the car, run and held him and kissed him hello. Instead, I killed the engine and sunk down off the seat, as if I was looking for something. Yeah, I'm here, I whispered, and continued my conversation with the TV producer until we were finished. I did what I had become best at doing. I tended to my work, even while my dying professor waited on the front lawn. I'm not proud of this, but that is why. But that is what I did. Now, 5 minutes later, Maury was hugging me, his thinning hair rubbing against my cheek. I had told him I was searching for my keys. That's what taken me so long in the car, and I squeezed him tighter, as if I could crush my little lie. Although the spring sunshine was warm, he wore a windbreaker, and his legs were covered by a blanket. He smelled faintly sour, the way people on medication sometimes do. With his face pressed close to mine, I could hear his laboured breathing in my ear. "My old friend," he whispered, "you've come back at last." He rocked against me, not letting go, his hands reaching up for my elbows as I bent over him. I was surprised at such affection after all these years, but then in the stone walls I had built between my present and my past, I'd forgotten how close we once were. I remembered graduation day, the briefcases, tears at the departure I swallowed because I knew deep down that I was no longer the good, gift-bearing student he remembered. I only hoped that for the next few hours I could fool him. Inside the house, we sat at a walnut dining room table near a window that looked out on the neighbour's house. Maury fussed with his wheelchair, trying to get comfortable. As was his custom, he wanted to feed me, and I said all right. One of the helpers, a stout Italian woman named Connie, cut up bread and tomatoes and brought containers of chicken salad, hummus, and tabbouleh. I don't know what tabbouleh is. She also brought some pills. Maury looked at them and sighed. His eyes were more sunken than I remembered them, and his cheekbones more pronounced. This gave him a harsher, older look until he smiled. Of course, under the sagging cheeks gathered up like curtains. "Mitch," he said softly, "you know that I'm dying." I knew. All right then. Maury swallowed the pills, put down the paper cup, inhaled deeply, then let it out. "Shall I tell you what it's like?" "What it's like? To die?" "Yes," he said. Although I was unaware of it, our last class had just begun. It is my freshman year. Maury is older than most of the teachers, and I'm younger than most of the students, having left high school a year early. To compensate for my youth on campus, I wear old grey sweatshirts and box in a local gym and walk around with an unlit cigarette in my mouth, even though I do not smoke. I drive a beat-up Mercury Cougar with the windows down and the music up. I seek my identity in toughness, but it is Maury's softness that draws me, because he does not look at me as a kid trying to be something more than I am. I relax. I finished that first course with him and enroll for another. He is an easy marker. He does too much. He does not care for grades. He does not much care for grades. One year, they say, during the Vietnam War, Maury gave all his male students A's to help them keep their student deferments. I begin to call Maury Coach, the way I used to address my high school track coach. Maury likes the nickname. "Coach," he says. "All right, I'll be your coach, and you can be my player. You can play all the lovely parts of my life that I'm too old for now." Sometimes we eat together in the cafeteria. Maury, to my delight, is even more of a slob than I am. He talks instead of chewing. Laughs with his mouth open, delivers a passionate thought through a mouthful of egg salad, the little yellow pieces spewing from his teeth. It cracks me up. The whole time I know him, I have two overwhelming desires: to hug him and to give him a napkin. The classroom chapter. The sun beamed in through the dining room window. lighting up the hardwood floor. We had been talking there for nearly 2 hours. The phone rang yet again, and Maury asked his helper, Connie, to get it. Connie, chameleon. She had been jotting the callers' names in Maury's small black appointment book. Friends, meditation teachers, discussion group, someone who wanted to photograph him for a magazine. It was clear I was not the only one interested in visiting my old professor. The Nightline appearance had made him something of a celebrity, but I was impressed with, perhaps even a bit envious of, all the friends that Morris seemed to have. I thought about the buddies that circled my orbit back in college. Where had they gone? You know, Mitch, now that I'm dying, I've become much more interesting to people. You were always interesting. Oh, Morris smiled. You're kind. No, I'm not, I thought. Here's the thing, he said. People see me as a bridge. I'm not as alive as I used to be, but I'm not yet dead. I'm sort of in between. He coughed, then regained his smile. I'm on the last great journey here, and people want me to tell them what to pack. The phone rang. Maury, can you talk? Connie asked. I'll visit you with my old pal now, he announced. Let him call back. I cannot tell you why he received so many warmly. I cannot tell you why he received me so warmly. Hello, Yaya. I was hardly the promising student who had left him 16 years earlier. Had it not been for Nightline, Maury might have died without ever seeing me again. I had no good excuse for this, except the one that except for the one that everyone these days seems to have. I had become too wrapped up in the siren song of my own life. I was busy. What happened to me? I asked myself. Maury's high, smoky voice took me back to my university years when I thought rich people were evil. A shirt and tie were prison clothes, and life without freedom to get up and down, to get up and go. Motorcycle beneath you, breeze in the face, down the streets of Paris, into the mountains of Tibet was not a good life at all. What happened to me? The 80s happened, the 90s happened, death and sickness and getting fat and going bald happened. I traded lots of dreams for a bigger paycheck, and I never even realized I was doing it. Yes, here was Maury talking with the wonder of our college years as if I'd simply been on a long vacation. Have you found someone to share your heart with? He asked. Are you living it? Are you giving to your community? Are you at peace with yourself? Are you trying to be as human as you can be? I squirmed, wanting to show I had been grappling deeply with such questions. What happened to me? I once promised myself I would never work for money. I would join the Peace Corps. I would live in beautiful, inspirational places. What thought, like this is not from the book, what thought provoking stuff this is. Are you giving to your community? Are you at peace with yourself? How many of us can actually say we're at peace with each other? Or with ourselves, sorry. Are you trying to be as human as you can be? And have you found someone to share your heart with? I can only answer those by saying, have you found someone to share your heart with? No. Are you giving to your community? No. Are you at peace with yourself? No. Are you trying to be as human as you can be? No, probably not. Hmm. Hey, Di. What are da, bud? I'm well, thank you, Di. Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well as well. Let's just always see the druid here, no matter what. Give the missus a hello from me as well. Hope she's doing well as well. Sorry, druid, we're in book club, so I have to write this down. Those are thought-provoking. I need to write these questions down. Have you found someone to share your heart with? Glad to hear that, bud. Right. Are you giving to your community? Are you giving your community? I mean, these are questions that we should all be asking and answering. Into your community. Ah. Are you trying to be as human as you can? Are you trying to be as human as? Are you trying to be? What am I doing? Right, hang on. I made so many mistakes here. Are you giving to your community? Question mark. Are you at peace with yourself? Are you at peace with yourself? Are you trying to be as human as you can? Are you trying to be as human as you can be? These are very good questions, very thought-provoking. Right, I'm going to do a poll. Because some of you will answer yes in a lot of these as well. Let's do this then. Start the poll. Have you found someone to share your heart with? Like, genuinely, have you found that one person? Even if you're married or not, just because you're married doesn't mean that you found the person that you to share your heart with. But hopefully you have. But my answer is no. There you go, die with the white flags. Happy days. Whilst we do that, whilst we wait for you to answer that question, we're going to ask all 4 questions. Let's play a song.
Sunlight filters through an open door. Steps begin where stories merge once more.
Hey, Donna.
On this path of gentle rising hills, worn shoes carry questions and the will. Side by side we wander, stories flow. Some days heavy, some days shining gold. Words of hope drift out across the room. Here there's space for every broken tune. When shadows gather close and doubts appear, hands reach out, not just to wipe a tear. We turn and find a place where hearts belong. Circle up to lift each other strong. Every journey here is not alone, lifted by the voices. Welcome home. Every day we start, and every day we grow, sharing in the sunshine and the unknown. Oh, miles of walking, learning how to breathe. Quiet talks
talks that help us both believe. We balance struggles, laughter in the rain, stories woven gently through the pain. In this room, acceptance softly grows. Past mistakes are gardens newly sown. If your heart feels heavy, if your hope is small, we're here to catch the pieces when you fall. We turn and find a place where hearts belong. Circle up to lift each other strong. Every journey here is not alone, lifted by the voices. Welcome home. Every day we start, and every day we grow, sharing in the sunshine and the unknown. And when the night is long and doubts abound, a whisper says you're safe right here, right now. Tomorrow isn't promised, but tonight we gather lights and help each soul ignite. We turn and find a place where hearts belong. Circle up to lift each other strong. Every journey here is not alone, lifted by the voices. Welcome home. Every day we start, and every day we grow. Dreams unfolding, letting hope be shown. So if you're searching for a hand to hold, the corner's open. Come in from the cold. Here we welcome stories, old and new. Together we believe and make it happen. Our community is your community. Here at the alternate corner.
First of all, quick shout out. If you'd like to support the channel, best ways to do so is PayPal or buy me a coffee. It's a shameless plug. We've got a plug to keep the channel going. So feel free if you want to. Never required. Always appreciated though. Thank you, everybody. Please like Texas Donna. Hello, my darling. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Lovely to see you. I was wondering when you're going to pop in next. So it's lovely to see you, my darling. I'm convinced most people look in the wrong place. So let's have a look at the poll. The poll is, have you found someone to share your heart with? And 89% of you say yes, and 11% say no. So whoever that other person is or people is, I'm one of them. I have not found the person to share my heart with. It's weird though, isn't it? Because some people, like, I see some stories here. Yaya says, my husband and I have definitely found our true love and soulmates in each other, which is very good. Mr. Tex and I are high school sweethearts. We continue to write a love story. That's very good as well. You know, those stories are brilliant. Little secret, like, you know, I've never shared my heart with anybody in that sense. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what that would feel like. I just haven't experienced it, you know. So you're very lucky to have that. I'm very jealous of that because that is something very very nice, I think, you know, to share your heart with somebody, I think that is a blessing. I think that's what we all aim for, isn't it? I've never experienced that. So, and I may never experience it. So it is what it is. There's not much you can do about that. But I'm glad that the vast majority of you have found someone to share your heart with. I am very pleased for all of you for that. So, and the person or persons who has not, same as me, you're not on your own. So don't worry, you're not on your own. I'm here with you. So, Marketing says take a picture with phone. No, I want to keep it here because I wanted to have it next to me, Marky. That's why I've got that there. I'm not sure what you're on about, but this fly will do my nothing. So we've got the next poll up. Next poll is, let's have a look at it. Let's have a look here. No, that's not a one. Are you at peace with yourself? 57% says yes. There's a few other people here that you can like surprised to be delighted. Generally, I'm jealous of you. Your mentality is so rare, and I lack that deep empathy you carry on your shoulders. Thank you for that. I don't know. I have to address this because I don't 100% get that, Jonathan. That surprised you. That surprised me. That I don't have something to share my heart with. I'll never share my heart with. You're surprised over that. Generally, I'm jealous of you. You shouldn't be because you found your love. So I'm more jealous of you. Your mentality is so rare, and I lack that deep empathy. I'm not. Yeah. Thank you. Very, very kind words. I do care more about others than I do myself. I would rather you guys all be happy or happier than me. If all of you, I'm more sad for the other persons that said that they have never, have somebody to share their heart with than I am by myself. I would rather hurt myself or be hurt myself than someone else be hurt. If that makes sense. So maybe that does fit into your deep empathy. And I don't think you lack that deep empathy, Jonathan. We all have empathy in different ways. Very true. So Delan, you see Donna's. I love Donna. I believe you'll find your true love exactly where when you're supposed to. You have a beautiful heart and soul to share. Thank you very much. And do you know what? Maybe that's part of God's plan. Because I'll tell you why. My heart is under lock and key in a lot of ways. And I am not I am this person, but if you follow me on TikTok or on YouTube on Short, you'll see that this head is not I go through a lot. In order to love me, you have to also love my OCD. And a lot of people want to love me but not love my OCD because it's a lot. Someone who has like mental health, even though I manage it myself, lots of people don't like it. They love the ups, they just don't like the downs. And I understand that it is a lot, which is why I probably don't seek it. So. Marky said you'll find. I know what you mean, Marky. You'll find someone, but most of all, you deserve it. Thank you, Marky. And you know what, Marky? I'll be honest with you, all people, right? I'm fine if I don't find it. I'm generally fine without it. The most important thing for me is loving myself. And that's one thing I do struggle is loving myself. I said that the other day, self-love. I would be happy to love myself. Obviously, I'd be happy to find someone that I could share my heart with and share their heart with. But I'm also would be very happy to just even love myself. So that would be nice as well. Life isn't about finding love, though. You have to love yourself. It's just straight. Life isn't all about finding love, though. You have to love yourself before anyone truly. That's what I just said. Yes, exactly. This is what I just said, but Katie said it so eloquently, which is surprising for Katie. I'm joking. Katie is very eloquent, and her gorgeous husband here as well. No, but that's what I mean. I don't even love myself. How can I have somebody else love me? So very good words of saying it. So you said it after I should have read that first and then yeah. I've basically been with the same woman my entire 20s and I still struggle to open up and share things about me like you do. Yeah, I mean it's not always the most comfortable thing. Um for sure, Jonathan. I don't like talking about myself. I don't like talking about any of these things. I believe God placed me here to do this, and even saying that God's placed me here to do this. Do you know how much people think that I've lost my mind by talking about God and my journey with God and talking about my mental health? I mean, so many people. I would say people that know me think that I've gone completely off the planet. Um, it is what it is, you know. People just not used to it, you know. So so I don't find it easy. I struggle with it every day. It motivates me a little bit. Mostly motivates me to go out there. Streaming makes. I'll be honest with you. Me doing videos are easier when I'm walking around creating videos than there is sometimes to do live streams. I enjoy doing the odd live stream only because I get to see all of you guys, but I have to have a purpose for it. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be doing live streams for, you know, but I do enjoy doing content around it. Your next message, Jonathan, I'm not going to put that on the screen just in case, but thank you for letting me know about that. There is also this thing about people not understanding. This is one of the reasons I thought about doing another channel rather than doing the alternate corner because there's a lot of people follow me because of trial coverage and mainly because of Karen Reed. And in some ways, I encourage those people to unsubscribe, not because there's anything wrong with them, but because this content isn't for everybody. And I do get a few comments from people. Yesterday, I made a post about, you know, cooking a meal and not being able to eat it because my compulsions and intrusive thoughts took over. That if I didn't do all these compulsions, somebody would die, and that's my belief in my head. And they made a comment, which is fine. It's just a case of look, God's not going to, you know, kill somebody if you eat a piece of chicken, and I get that logic. I do. I understand how that is to a normal brain. That my thought process does not work into a normal brain. And I understand that my thinking is not logical. However, I can't help my brain and my thinking of it. That's the battle. And that's the part I find difficult to express because most people don't understand the magnitude of the way of the brain goes on different things. And that's probably lies into my empathy again that you mean, Jonathan, earlier on, that I wouldn't even want to risk it. So I'd rather do my compulsions and let my food or whatever. It's not even my food. It's my walking. It doesn't matter what it is. You have compulsions for it. Even my walk today, I wanted to do just 2 miles. I didn't even want to walk. I ended up doing 7 miles walking up hills and stuff. It was over 900 meters of whatever you call it, that thingy incline. Um, I started dating my husband. This is from Yaya. I started dating my husband in ninth grade, and we have been together ever since. So there you go, same as Donna. That's so special. Um, Loving yourself starts with telling yourself nice things about yourself every day. I struggle with this. I can't do that. I don't. I say to myself every day all the negatives about myself, and I can't do it. I can't do it. We had this conversation last week, didn't we, people, about, you know, I look in the mirror and tell myself how useless I am. Now, all of the people in the world can tell me, no, no, you can't do that. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. I get it. I should be doing it. You're right. But my brain is my brain, you know, and that's what it goes to, you know. So self love is something that, you know, and somebody made a comment about self love should be easy. For some, it's easy. For others, it's not. So, and that's the beauty of it. We're all different in so many different ways. I see some of your struggles, Rhonda. Lovely. Not lovely. Sarah P. Marky. Sherry is my first love. I get a serious girlfriend after graduating high school. Still embarrassed me to open up to her about things I generally struggle with. I blame my mum for me being like that, though. I mean, for me and my family, we're quite tight. Well, tight in the sense of we don't really share a lot of you know stuff. I mean, we share stuff, but we don't like it. We're all different, you know. I mean, how we deal with it, and we say things. It's still difficult, you know. I have never I've never fully opened up to anybody. Um, yeah, there's one I'm possibly close to doing that with, but that's about it. You know, we all do, yes. Sounds like all of us need to put one positive. There you go. Use the chat for that, and this is what it's meant to be. You know, I just start the conversation. I well, we've been hoping that the chat get something out of this. You know, I can only speak about my experiences and what helps me and what I do. And I have very bad days. You know, I've had several bad days this week, but that doesn't mean other people have to have bad days. I encourage you to put something, um, you know, good in the chat about yourself to help each other. I encourage it. I really do. Wherever helps you, you know, if that helps you, please, you know, put it in there. Use the chat for yourselves, honestly. Help each other. F those people. They don't matter then. No, you're right. They don't. Not trying to brag at all, just kind of give Jonathan, you'd never be down for bragging. You're a good lad. You're a good man. A normal brain cannot comprehend what you struggle with. No, they can't. And even people with mental, and again, even people with OCD, people will always say they have OCD. And in fairness, some of them might have low level OCD. Some people might be like, oh, this, like I know there's some people will be like, oh no, this has to be a certain, you know, it has to be more in the middle. My brain doesn't work like that. My brain goes, if anything moves from this position right now, someone will die. So someone will really, really die. So I cannot move anything from that position. In order for me to move it, I have to go through compulsions, which might include washing my hands 100 times in order to just move something. So that's the difference. I wish my OCD was just about being center and aligned and all that. Sir Dolan, Donna, you have to see you're worthy of someone loving you. Newsflash, we all are worthy. And this is what I love. The positivity. Thank you so much for bringing the positivity. And that's what I need is people like Donna, people like you, a lot of you guys bringing positivity, not for me specifically, but for other people in the chat that are struggling. There are people I know that watch here on replay silently that don't chat and they will read some of your comments. So I love that. So again, just because I don't embrace it as much as everyone else, people take it differently. So thank you so much, people, for your kind comments as well for others. People come around with nothing but plentiful accomplishments and milestones, but be miserable, man. See none of the good of it. Brain sucks, yes. There you go, Rhonda. That's the thing, yes. Yes, Chris gets mad at me. Yes, he would because he sees how great you are. He sees that, but you know, self-love is tough. I'm just glad you got Chris to share your heart with. You know, that's important as well. So that is very, very important. You got some of that, but you do need to love yourself. We all need to love ourselves. It's just difficult to love ourselves. This is a genuine question. If it's offensive, no, Katie, don't be offensive. You'll never be offensive, Katie. Can I just before I answer this, I've not looked at your question yet. Sarah P, I need to go wash my hands because talking about this, I need to go wash my hands. So I will come back and answer this after Sarah P tells you all what to do. Tell them, Sarah P. Oh no, I'll tell all the mods.
Atención chat, escucha bien. Behave in the chat, compórtate. Don't be toxic, don't be late. Josie's watching, she's on the way. Josie te va a atrapar. Dexy's drop squad timeout. Sara P brings the links, got your numbers marked. Make her happy, smash that like right now. Vamos! Erin Hack rolling up in our yellow bus, rounding up her chatty, no drama, no fuss. Murph's always on hand if you need backup quick. Jonathan the mod, 1 in a million, so slick. El Chappy doesn't read Jonathan's post, but El Chatty love him so much. All 6 mods run in the chat, they're in charge. Tú ya sabes. Compórtate, compórtate. Josie's after you. Wait and see. Mexi timeout. 1, 2, 3. Sara P, Erin, Murph, Jonathan, la autoridad. Compórtate. Josie, Mexi, Sara P, Erin, Hack, Murph, Jonathan. They run this chat, they're the full mod squadron. Behaving like it or feel the ride. Yellow bus coming or a quick timeout slap. Compórtate. Ay, qué rico. Like for the squad. Chat, vamos. No más drama.
It's over. Fine. Right. Question time by Katie. This is a genuine question. I think this is offensive. I did not mean it that way. I know that you would never say anything offensive, Katie, so you can always ask any question you want to me because I know you're not an offensive person. May mean you're a lot of things, Katie, let's be honest, but offensive is not one of them. Annoying, maybe. I mean, talking to your husband, I'm sure he'll say she's annoying, she's this. No, I'm sure he'll be like, nope, she is the best. She's simply the best. Right. This is a general question. If it's offensive, I do not mean it that way. When you are busier than normal, does your OCD subside at all, get worse? I would say it depends. So that's a very thought-provoking, good question. So a lot of my OCD is the preparation for something. So for instance, if I know I have to do something. So for instance, if I know there's a phone call coming to me from somebody, then I have to take a call. Say say for instance, I knew that I had to have a call with the hospital the other day. It takes me hours to prep myself for that call. I have to do compulsive things. I have to have my phone next to me all the time. I have to set alarms. I have to put my calendar reminders on. There's a lot of things I have to do just to be able to take that call. When I'm busy, I'm trying to answer this question in a way that makes sense. So when I'm on the call, I'm okay. Or if I'm doing something, I'm okay until something. So when I go walking, I'm keeping myself busy. But then all of a sudden a thought will come into my head. And then all of a sudden I have to do compulsive things. When I write an email, I will have to delete that. If I do make a mistake, a spelling mistake in a word, I have to delete that word and several other words until my compulsion says I'm allowed to start typing again. There's a lot of times that if I do it 3 times, that means I have to start the whole thing all over again because 3 is a very bad number for me. So I have to start off from scratch again. So I would say when I'm super, super busy and my mind is being taken everywhere else, it's probably a little bit better, but you'll still get compulsions. You'll still have your mind OCD will take over and take you to different directions. Tasks sometimes take me longer than most people, but I would say when my mind's busy, it's good in the moment. However, the after effect of it is also horrendous because the come down from being busy and not thinking of OCD is it's like a massive come down then, and then OCD hits you like a train, and then you overthink everything, and then all of a sudden you just think about the whole day. You think about all the things that you may have done wrong, and you just completely worry about everything. So your compulsions at the end of whatever task you've just done, it's like a huge come down. So there's no real break from OCD properly. If you can, like when I watch the NFL, it's great. I love it. But even then, there's compulsions. If I'm watching the NFL, I'm not able to I know I'll use eating as an example. I'm not able to eat certain things. I might make a meal. I'm not able to eat it until I might have to wait an hour because in my head it says, right, you can't do that. It does. It's not even logical what I'm about to say, but I can't eat before 6:30 because it has to be done after 6:30 because 3 + 3 = 6, and I don't like threes. So if it's 3 + 3, and if you add the 30 in, then that's close to 7. So 3 + 4 doesn't work because there's a 3. But if you do 3.5 + 3.5, that is closer to 4 than it is to 3. So that sits well in my mind. So that means I can eat after 6:30, even though the food's been ready since 5:15. But I can't eat till after 6:30, as an example. I can't possibly eat during the third period, or I can't eat when the clock stops. I mean, saying eating, I can't do anything. I can't even go to the toilet. It's like a punishment. You can't do these things when things come up during a game. Um, it's hard to explain it. It really is hard to explain all of it because it's all bizarre. Um, okay. Let's see what other things we got here. Always amuses me when I see family dynamics that share everything. Yeah, we don't. We're close, but we're not like we don't share everything. I try and tell my parents stuff, obviously, but um, yeah, my parents grew up on a farm. Blue collared. You support your family, you do all that. Feelings are not something you share about. You discuss and stuff like that. I saw on the news they had many Earths due to the excessive heat there in Wales. Do you have a mall that can walk and be in the cool surrounding? No, we have like some stores, like one that will have a little bit of air conditioning in it, like a supermarket, a small one. But you don't really go into it unless you have to go. Start writing affirmations on notes, put them up through out your home. So Lana is a kind, generous man. There's your first one to write down. There you go. Thank you, Donna. You are awesome. It literally is nothing you try works for OCD compulsions. Try training your mind to not think about them. It's very hard to do. Otherwise, THC has been a superpower and forced me to not care long term. Yes, I've tried. I try everything. I live with it. Is what I'll say. My compulsions led me several times to try and unalive myself. I am not there now. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not in that. I'm not the same person that had given up and OCD won so many times. I just didn't want to be on this earth anymore. I am. I feel like I've won a lot more since then. Do you know what I mean? So I at my level currently, I'm happy to deal with it. You know. Okay, funny side notes on this. One time I asked my husband, "What is one thing you don't like about yourself?" And he responds, "I don't know. Give me a few days to think about it." I'm like, "What the fuck?" No, and Joe, I have lots of friends that do that as well, and say those things. And obviously, they're all joking. But I love that mentality, and you should have the mentality about yourself. But also check in on them because that is also a way of hiding. They know some of their weaknesses. They don't share it. Also, they don't want to unburden. And I find a lot of men don't want to unburden. They also want to be that strong person and don't like to tell other people that they're struggling. So, just from experience. Not caring long term rewrites your brain long term to think of the compulsions as extremely burnt into your neurons habits. I agree, Jonathan. Katie, I was like a few days. I mean, for fuck's sake, I could fire off many things in 30 seconds, and he could as well. Trust me, he could as well. Uh, every time one of these songs play, I feel like we're in a children's TV show. Don't say that, Jonathan. Laura was like, damn, you could have said, I hate my toenails. I would have accepted that answer. I guarantee he hates traffic. Johnson, does anyone like traffic? Psychopaths I love to daydream about running people over in traffic. Drives like 95 or on a racetrack. This is zero between. Okay, all you beautiful people answered land. I have to actually get back to work. I finished watching the rebids. Big loves to you as well, Donna. Thank you, my darling. We love and appreciate you as well, my darling. Thank you. Jonathan, you win. Bye, Texas. Have the best day. Take care. You see, she's way gone, but you know, at least she sees that. Right, let's. Being my head alone is the worst place for me to be. I know. Well, that's where I'm every single day. This sounds like my daughter land. When we have set plans, she will always try and go sleep right before, etc. Always, yes. It's yeah. It's and it gets worse. Do you know what I mean? So it gets worse before you get. It's about understanding what she's going through and what makes her feel comfortable. You know, we all have the. I can't answer that question because we all think and feel differently about different things. How she copes with it, I have no idea. You know, again, I can only speak about how I try and cope with it. You know, and you know what? Sometimes you have to let OCD win. It is what it is. You know, or you have to let your compulsions win. It's just but it would be good to know what helps her a little bit with the compulsions because she'll have compulsions. Also, some of the compulsions she might be embarrassed about and she doesn't want to share with you. Um, and also, I can guarantee you she will have a lot. I hope she doesn't, but I can guarantee she may have a lot of intrusive thoughts. I have a lot of intrusive thoughts, and I have a lot of intrusive thoughts that if I don't do certain things or if I do certain things, the people the closest to me will die. I can imagine a child thinking like that. That would be horrible. And I remember one when I was really, really young, I couldn't comprehend it, but I knew that if I got out of the car once, that the people in front of me would kill my parents, and I wouldn't. And I had a ball looking at my parents for not going out the car. But to me, I couldn't because if I did, these people would kill them. And I was probably about 8 years old at the time, trying to. You can't explain that to your parents. Like, I can't leave that car because you will die because they'll just say nonsense, stop being so stupid. Um, yes, that might work better for you, Jonathan. Um, hello, hacks in the house. You never hear anyone talk about this. It's intriguing to me how your brain operates with that. I don't know anyone with OCD, but I want to understand. You probably do know somebody, people with OCD, just different levels of OCD. Um, I think there's more. I think there's. If you want to look for OCD stuff, there's stuff out there, but not as much from men. Also, there's a lot of people that talk about these things, but they're professors and stuff, and they're not actually sufferers of OCD. And also, the other thing I say is we all suffer from OCD differently. There's no one size fits all, and this could be said about mental health in general. I just can only speak about OCD because that's what I suffer from. There's mental health out there. People suffer from it, just different types, different ways. You know, I got motor tics for my OCD, and you'd never be able to tell by looking at me, except very, very rarely those neural pathways get overused and they fire on their own, creating tics or compulsive. Yes, I still have lots of facial expression tics, not so much anymore, thankfully. Um, Speaking of mental health, I am the hospital and waiting room for my hubby. A simple procedure. I keep thinking of the Cleveland Clinic video. Anyone else seen that? No, I've never seen it. Hope he's doing well. Though, I hope he does okay with his simple procedure, Aaron Hack. Going to risk fight the hip and guess colonoscopy. There you go. Check your colonoscopies, people. There you go. Hacks posted a video. Check it. That's important. Everyone should have colonoscopy. If it's colonoscopy, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, we've all been there. He'll be happy as Larry afterwards for a little bit. Right. How much have I? Those 4 questions. Oh shit! I need to end that poll. Are you at peace with yourself? Yes, 56%. 44% say no. So again, I'm glad that some of you are at peace with yourself. I am not. You, sorry, Katie, I didn't. Meaning people feel like they can't ask questions about. You can always ask. That's why I did this channel, so you can ask questions. Oh, there's my next door neighbor, the PDF. Where's he going? Because his car's right there. Right, he's walking. Oh, he's gone to another neighbor. Okay. You'll never. The only thing that will ever offend me is saying to me, "Pull yourself together. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Let's move on." That's offensive. That is something. I am vacuuming the lawn, by the way. That is something that pisses me off. So my PDF neighbor has gone. His car is in front of me, so I know he's not in the car. He's gone to another neighbor who is, if I'm being honest, I don't like to judge, but he's a little bit creepy as well. They've not been here for that long either. They got dogs, and shit. We'll keep an eye on this because then I'll tell you a story about him. Okay, my question is: has the OCD been always been washing hands now? And do you require water and soap to satisfy your thing? So I will just say this: wash my hands is one part, one small part of it. Another part would be switching lights on and off. Not always about washing your hands. Actually, wash my hands is a little bit better than it used to be. Some of it might be the compulsion, might be that, as I say, I can't eat until the clock hits a certain time. I can't prepare food until a certain time. My compulsions. I just use the washing hands as an example. Washing hands when I stream is a thing, for sure. And hand sanitizer, no, that would not. I mean, it helps, but I'd have to actually wash my hands. So yeah, for sure. And where is this PDF then? Hello to you, baby. You might be Sara P. You might be right. Hello, Wicked. How are you, my darling? We won't be back for a couple of weeks. We're not doing trials anymore. We're not doing anything related to any of those things anymore. I can't see him. I hope you're doing well, Wicked. I hope Matthew's doing well as well. So yeah, Trucker, this is a personal question. So if you don't want to answer, I understand. You are seeing a therapist that specializes in OCD, ERP, and C. I don't know what ERP is, or CB, cognitive behavioral. I have had those, yes. I'm not currently seeing a therapist, no, but I have seen therapists about OCD and CBT. I don't know what ERP is, if I'm being honest with you. I do not know what that is. Yes, I have. I have seen numerous therapists until I found one that worked for me. She is the one that diagnosed me with OCD, actually, which was very helpful. And I'm still registered, but my mind works in such a way that I would say I have, and I hate saying this, but the way she describes me is I have a highly intelligent brain. I am and she may say this to everybody, but I'm one of the most intelligent, most challenging people she's ever had as a patient, because I can't just do. They give you homework. I can't just do homework and just do one thing. I have to do a lot more than that, and my brain takes me to places which, she understands where it takes me because that's where she's trying to take me. And it sort of works, but she also knows that I can only do what I can do. So I'm still on her radar, but there's no more she can do for me, because she can still give me sessions if I needed top ups, but I'm very good at dealing with it myself. There's not much more a therapist can do for that. I'm sure if I called her and said, "Look, can we just have a session?" Because therapy is always good, she would. But in terms of my OCD per se, no, I'm not currently seeing a therapist. I'm on medication and stuff, which still take me time to find the right medication. I've seen some hate germs and some that can't stand specific material. I say that was an example I just used. Some of my, because when I first started when I wasn't diagnosed, um, I thought I had medical anxiety because I used to always have to check my body. I still do now. So compulsion would be I have to feel my testicles for cancer, testicular cancer, all the time at the most inappropriate times. So I'd cry because you've been in your car in a car park and you literally have to test your testicles, squeeze them for 100 times. So I had a lot of those compulsions. I have to check for lumps and bumps everywhere on my body, like X amount of times. So yeah, wash from my hands was nothing. That worst one is the testicles. You're like 100 times a day. You're testing yourself for testicular cancer. That is the worst. That's probably has to be the worst one. But it's the worst one when you're outside as well and you have to do it. It's awful to have those compulsions, because if you don't do it, you will die and somebody else will die as well, potentially. Um, Donna is a legend. Okay, I'm going to reserve my other questions for another day. The problem with my brain is that someone tells me something I'm not familiar with and I immediately have. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't care if you've got a question. Ask me whenever you want. It doesn't really matter. Uh, you can ask me anytime you want. But I prefer people ask me on stream rather than personally, only because some people might have the same questions. And I encourage people, don't message me privately asking me questions about it. Just ask me publicly, because I'd rather answer them publicly. Obviously, if it's personal to you, that's different. But I mean, I'd rather answer stuff. Exposure and response. Okay, so we have something similar. I'm not sure if that's what they call it, but I've got you. Yeah. See there. My doctor. See. So yeah, the fourth or fifth doctor I found was the best one. He and I've had him ever since. I've had him for the last 4 years. He is the one that really helped me. Everyone before then, no help whatsoever. They made it worse as well, Jonathan. Yes, I've had that. It doesn't help me, unfortunately. It doesn't help me. I mean, I understand the logic of it all. I mean, it has helped me a little bit, but I have so much to go. I've heard good things about some of those psychological treatments working well, Trucker. They can do. I mean, they help you understand how logical or unlogical your brain is and stuff like that. But and it does help a little bit. But yeah, I'm still, I wouldn't say that they don't help. Uh, but for sure. They help a little. It depends what stage you're at. I will always encourage anyone to try it. I'm a big believer in trying everything because you don't know what works for you until you try it. So if you haven't tried those things, Jonathan, please try them because I found a couple of bits beneficial. Um, and as I say, from where I was to where I am today is different, and that played a part in that. A lot of things played a part, but those things did play a part. So CBT's been good coping skills like play the tape or 7-step journaling. I had to learn about it in school and have many memorized. They work for some people. So many people. There you go. Yeah, but definitely they work for people for sure. Just giving a suggestion, not trying to intervene, just trying to help. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, you by all means, always suggest stuff. Everyone. So yeah, things you can learn about on your own and do. Yes, I trust me, people. I've done a shit ton. So yes, absolutely. My first bachelor's degree is in sociology, so I learned about many different therapies, etc. in school. Where's this PDF now? I don't know where he's gone, but he has to leave in a little bit. And I don't know if he's leaving with that guy or with the. I've been distracted. So basically, I don't know what he's doing, but I think he's working. Is he working nights? So he's now working in this organization for the last couple of years. He has tried to find a job. Obviously, when he comes, he has to declare that he's a PDF guy. People turn him away, but this one place has now given him a job. It's a factory, and they're desperate for staff, so they've taken him on board. He works 12-hour days, and he works as 4 days on, 5 days off, 5 days on, 4 days off, 5 days on, 5 days off. And then you do like 3 shift days, 3 shift nights. And I think he's on nights currently, maybe. I don't know. I've not spoken to him once. My father has, but I've never spoken to him. Hide behind his white fence. He hides behind his fence for sure. Didn't he get a new car? He has had a new car. He's hiding Chappie from everyone. But he's out now with his new job, so PDF is a paedophile. My next door neighbor went to prison for 10 months because he had contact of children. And he got 10 months probation because our jail system are so full. And the next thing we found out, which we didn't know anything about, we hadn't seen him for a few months, and we found out then that he was back in. He was actually in jail because the police came around in the middle of the night and found out he had a phone he wasn't supposed to have and a laptop, and it all had some content of children he wasn't supposed to have. So, it's nuts. And it wasn't just children, it was bestiality as well. He also had animals on it, and he owned a dog, which is scary. Which is why it's scary why he's going to this other guy, because this other guy owns a dog or dogs as well. So 10 months, I know. It's yeah. I think he got it because it's a first. So he got it, I think, was what was your sentence? I don't know what that means. So in the UK, if you don't know, if you plead guilty to anything, you get 1/3 off your. So say you murder somebody, you get 30 years. You actually get 20 years if you plead guilty to it and it doesn't go to trial. So if you plead guilty to anything, you get 1/3 off your sentence, wherever the sentence is, no matter what. So his sentence could have been a sentence like, how much time did you get? But it sounds like you're saying that I had a sentence. Sentence like, how much time did you get? His sentence was, be right back. I think you're wishing me a little bit because of the whole, like, how much time did you get? And I'm like, I didn't fucking get anything. I've never, don't. No, not you, lol. So that's why I'm not sure if it's 10 months he had. No, he must have been more than 10 months, but I think he pled guilty. So it'd have been something like maybe like 14 months or whatever. Or no, it would have been 15 months he got and reduced to 10. I know what you're trying to say, but when I read it, it's like, yeah. So it must have been 15 months he got back to 10. So yeah, he's got a job now. His men's sentence was so short, you could say he would be right. You see, and that I understand, yes. But it's interesting because, you know, I get what you're trying to say, but you worded it in such a way that it meant that it just didn't resonate with me. So, but that is true. But the fact was, it's probation as well until they came into his house and saw they had a laptop. Um, but the funny thing was, no one knew he'd been arrested. So people here were concerned because no one's seen him for months. And then somebody phoned them, the police office, and they said, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine." Because it was like, can we do a welfare check on him? And they were like, "No, you don't." Because they were like, "Oh, welfare check on who? What's his name? What's his address?" And they're like, "Oh, okay, no, it's fine. It's fine." And that's all. And then we found out then, oh no, he's been back in prison for like 3-4 months. So whatever. Right, remind me, we're back down to this quote of, "Are you trying to be human as can be?" So that's the page 34. Then the chat, remember, page 34, and we're down to the question bit, and then we'll resume at 10 o'clock Eastern on Thursday, and we'll probably get straight into the book and read more of it. But I do like this Q&A. Thank you, Katie, for asking some questions. Thank you, Erin, for that. I've enjoyed it. Are you enjoying the book club, people? Are you enjoying my style? Are you enjoying my style of it? Because I understand it can be a little bit much. I get. As we're leaving, she comes in. Hello, Corn Pope. I have to go. Have a great day, Yaya. We're doing book club. We're doing Tuesdays with Maury and possibly Thursdays now because we're doing it. So we're going to come back. We were talking about my OCD, my mental health, and my weight loss. I lost 2.2 pounds this week for those who came in late. And yeah, we're back on book club. So Thursday, page 34, quarter of the page way down, we'll be back on this. I'm enjoying it. Hello, Pope there. You look really good. Thank you very much. I'm nearly under £300 now, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'm enjoying Tuesdays with Maury, and then we got another 4 books after we do this. So we'll carry on Thursday at 10 o'clock Eastern with Tuesday with Maury. We might even finish it on Thursday because I'm enjoying it. I'm enthralled with it. We are down to page 34, and there are 201 pages. So we're a long way away. So we probably won't get through it by Thursday. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Wicked. Nice to see you, my darling. Nice to see you, Corn Pope. Even though that you were late, but it's lovely to see you, my darling. It's nice to see everybody. What's the book? The book is Tuesdays with Maury. It's just the old man. It's about death. So you should go back to skip my start and just go back to when I started reading it. It's only been for the last hour. It's actually really good. So you should really do it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Wicked. Thank you, everyone. I shall see you all on Thursday And yeah. My other stream is in 40 hours time on Thursday, yes, but this one's here now. So love you and leave you, everybody. And the members song is here now, so thank you again to the members, and we celebrate you with the song. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great evening, great day tomorrow, and see you all Thursday for Thursdays with Maury.
El Chatty, this one's for you. Yeah, we made it 'cause of you. Hands for y'all, Bunghole, Daryl Clark, Monica, James Cooper, Shelley Bayard, lovely Sarah P. It's me, Josie. Amy Littleton, Kelly Walks, Donna, she's like Texas, Craig Thorpe, Kelly Eggleston, Spacey, Stacy, Murph, Robin G. Let's go! El Chatty, thank you for the love. Thank you for your commitment, lifting us up above every membership, every single day you stay. El Chatty family, we appreciate you all the way. Patricia, Vincent, Jody, Mitchell, Lady Di, Craig, Mullen, Meister, Amy in Boston, Gary, Titus, October Girl, Toodley Pip, Miss Iris Black, Coco, Joni, Jill, Cat, Yaya Trucker, Bill, Rhonda, Terry Martins, Michigan, Lisa, you're all super. El Chatty, thank you for the love. Thank you for your commitment, lifting us up above every membership, every single day you stay. El Chatty family, we appreciate you all the way. Anne Marie, beautifully inappropriate, Marky Cunningham, Aaron Hack, lovely Mexi Techie, Chris Mullen, damn, allegedly LB Bex, Lucky Pebbles, Crystal from Wisconsin, Hippie Chick, Sally Ann Whittles, Crystal Ashworth, keep it going, Miss Lynn Dance, Christine Fortunato,